Hi, everybody. Welcome to week 13 of quarter two. We're in the third week of quarter two and we are moving along. Last week, we read all about how the Industrial Revolution started in Great Britain. We talked about the inventions that were created, the people who came up with those inventions, and the places where those things were invented and used. And although it started in Great Britain, the Industrial Revolution spread throughout the world and it drastically changed the way people lived and the way people worked. What you will learn about and read about this week are the effects of the Industrial Revolution. Some of the things that happened because of that Industrial Revolution were really positive changes, and some of the things that happened because of the Industrial Revolution were not so good and were negative changes. So let's take a look at what you are going to be doing this week. You are already right here in the weekly introduction, and you are going to notice, as has been the case in quarter two, everything else is grayed out. You have to do these things in order, you have to complete them, and follow the directions. So this one says view, but when you are actually in this, it will say submit because there are going to be some questions attached to this video to make sure you are reading. When you have submitted this weekly introduction video, you'll take a look at the learning guide and let's look at that together. As usual, your week is laid out here for you. So today is Monday. You're doing this right now. Then you're going to watch this Edpuzzle. It has some really cool vintage photographs of the time around the Industrial Revolution, and you are going to go through some of the effects, both positive and negative, of the Industrial Revolution. You'll answer those questions in Edpuzzle and submit it. And as usual, we will meet at 2 o'clock. You can click on this learning guide. You can go to the calendar for on this date. There will be a link. You can go to the homepage and there will be a link. So I look forward to seeing everybody there. Tuesday is technically an e-learning day, but really every day is an e-learning day for you guys. The difference is that teachers don't have to work on that day. It's election day, so we'll be at home. So if you do email me, I might not get back to you until Wednesday. But you are going to start on lesson 26. And lesson 26 is all about the effects of the Industrial Revolution. You'll start with the introduction. You'll read the introduction. You do not need to do those questions. Just read that introduction, and then you will do the first section, and right in TCI, you'll read and answer those questions. On Wednesday, I'd like you to get section 2 done, reading and answering the questions. On Thursday, you're going to get lesson 26, section 3 done, the reading and the questions. And when we meet at 2 o'clock, we can go over that lesson 26 together. So don't turn it in yet. Let's take a look at it, make sure you have the right answers. So let's take a look at that really quickly and give you a preview of what you're going to be seeing. So, the consequences of the Industrial Revolution. What impacts did the Industrial Revolution have on society and the environment? So, here's your introduction. You are going to read this. Again, you don't have to do these questions. You will do the next section, which is on the conditions for the working class. The working class are the people who have to work for a living. There was a class of people, the upper class, who might have had money handed down to them from generations, from their parents and grandparents. They might own the factories, but they aren't the ones who actually have to do the work. In this section, we are talking about the people who are having to go to work every day. Read the section. and then you will complete the questions at the end of the section. And as always, it's my suggestion that you read the question first, and then when you're reading the section, you are highlighting those answers so that you can type your answers in. Also, don't copy and paste from the reading. I want these to be in your own words. For number one, it says provide 3 examples why working conditions in the factories were so poor. So to make that really clear, you're going to say 1, and you're going to put a reason, da, 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 and you're going to say 2, and you're going to put the reason. Okay, so make sure you are numbering those reasons whenever it's asked. The next section is on the labor movement. And the labor movement is how the workers united to try and combat some of the negative effects of industrialization, some of the things that happened that weren't so good for the working class. You will read that and answer the questions at the bottom, and let's take a quick look at that. List and describe 3 labor organizations in the United States during the Industrial Revolution. So, number 1, this is the name and you need a description. Number 2, the name and the description. And the third. And for this one, what were some of the causes of the strike and some of the effects? What happened because of that strike? And what caused labor unions to come into being, and what were the effects? What happened because labor unions came into being? And explain why Adam Smith would support a laissez-faire economic policy. You'll read about what laissez-faire economic policy is, but basically it's let the markets determine the prices. Government shouldn't have anything to do with it. And list one way you think government should have regulated big business in the 1800s. So, based on what you read, this is your opinion. And the last section you're going to do is section 3, a worldwide trend. So, beyond Western countries, Great Britain, the United States, Russia, and Japan, how did industrialization spread? What happened in those non-Western countries? And again, list 2, make sure you number those. How did industrialization lead to an age of imperialism? All right, so that's your reading that you are going to do. You'll turn that in on Thursday. On Friday, you have CNN 10. We're trying the quizzes again. I am hoping to read your responses from last week about if you preferred the quizzes or if you like the Google Slides we do better. And also, since you're only doing CNN 10, this is a good opportunity if you are missing anything from week 11 or week 12 that you get those done and you get them turned in. All right, for the extra credit question this week, I want you to think about the Industrial Revolution. I want you to think about all of the inventions that happened, how they changed our world, and I want you to tell me one thing that you have today that you would not have if it weren't for the Industrial Revolution. Think about it. Email me with your answer before Saturday. All right. I look forward to seeing you. I hope you've watched this before our meeting. If not, you're going to be watching this during our meeting, and we're probably having our meeting now while you're watching this. All right. Have a great week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye bye.